2014 to order at 7 p.m. Everyone please rise for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call roll, please.
Clark?
Here.
Conan?
Here.
Wolak?
Here.
Ballard?
Here.
Cooper?
Here.
Audie?
Here.
Stirrett?
Everyone has the agenda in front of them tonight. Is there anyone that'd like to make any additions, deletions, or is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the agenda be accepted as presented.
Motion by Mr. Ballard. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Any citizen comment on non-agenda items? Any citizen comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. We have no presentations tonight. We are now under administrative reports. Everyone has the building department report. Are there any commissioner liaison reports at this time? Any commissioner liaison reports? Okay, hearing none, we'll move into general business. Everyone has their consent agenda. It's approval of the regular council meeting minutes of May 19th, 2014, and payment of bills. Is there anything anyone would like to pull, or is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
Motion by Mr. Ballard. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Audie. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay.
I abstained on the minutes, I was not here.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Motion still passes. We have no old business tonight. We're now moving into new business. First item is the new DPW employee. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. DPW Supervisor Saratowski and Clerk Polis is here.
I don't see Ed in
I
the
do
audience.
not.
So,
No.
Ed has interviewed and has chosen someone to fill the position. He'd like to start them at a starting wage of $13.50, pending passing a physical and a drug screen. He already has a CDLB license, and he was told that he will need to obtain his water licenses. So he would like the council to approve the hiring of Kurt Van Rickenham.
Is that how you pronounce it?
That's how you pronounce it.
Okay, just wondering about that. Is there any discussion?
The contract will be brought to council at a time we're ready to sign. It's not, I think he goes through his probation and then he gets his contract, so.
I'll move to resolve to authorize the superintendent of public works to extend an offer of employment to Kurt Van Rickenham at the base hourly rate of $13.50 per hour with overtime, comp time, clothing allowance, hospital, and medical for the employee only. Workers' comp and liability insurance benefits comparable to those provided to current full-time DPW employees. The offer of employment is subject to Kurt Van Rickenham passing a background and medical examinations, continue employment with contingent upon Kurt Van Rickenham completing a 6-month probationary period, excuse me, and securing a Class S3 and a Class D3 water licenses within 3 years of hire.
Motion by Mr. Wallach. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other discussion?
Does he have, Madam President, does he have all of his driver's licenses that he needs? I know a CDL is needed here. Do we need a CDLA here?
No, just CDLB.
CDLB. Thank you.
He has that.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
I have one question. Do we background check our employees or do a driver's license check?
He said in here that he would do a background check.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Wolak?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Audie?
Yes.
Cooper?
Yes.
Conan?
Yes.
Ballard?
Yes.
And Stirrett is it.
Motion passes. Next agenda item is a memorandum of understanding between the village and township for CDBG projects. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Okay, hearing none. Village clerk, this is your agenda item.
Okay, as discussed, when we allotted our CDB, or allocated our CDBG funds, one of the brick and mortar project that we put money towards was improvements to the senior center, Armada Township Senior Center, as our village residents also use at our village seniors. All this is a memo of understanding prepared by the attorney to be presented to the township board for their approval at their meeting on Wednesday. The thought process, the CDBG should be available on July 1st. That's when the funds are generally released. Does not mean that they will be released. I don't think they have been on time, in the last how many years. But my thought process on this was we need to get this in place before the money is ready to go, because as soon as the money's ready to go, we'd like to get going on these projects. I mean, if you've got any questions about the agreement, you're welcome to ask them. In a nutshell, what it is the senior center is owned by the township. It's not our building. We do not own it, but we can fund improvements to it as our seniors use it. So what this agreement spells out is that we will fund it, but the township will administer it. They will take care of the bidding processes, if there's engineering needed, if there's the bids and all of that type of work. The agreement states that the bills will obviously come from the contractors or engineers to the township because it's their building. The township will pay that, then they will submit the bill to us for reimbursement. We will submit it to CDBG, who will reimburse us, then we will reimburse the township. So it's kind of a big circle, but in a nutshell, that's what it says. I mean, if anybody has questions regarding it, if you've read through it and there's anything you're unclear about, now's the time to ask. So I know it was late and I apologize for that, but we've been working very diligently to get this done, and I sent it over to the county. I did not check my emails on this last final draft, but she really didn't have what the things she had issues with we fixed. But I was told I need something from her telling me that this was okay, but I'm sure it is because the two things were fixed. So,
Are there any questions?
this goes to I sent it to the county for her to look at, to make sure that they were comfortable with it. That was on the advice of Curtis. So,
Any questions? Any discussion?
In other words, we do have a little time to wait on it then?
well, we have, in a perfect world, CDBG will be, I don't know what word to use, it'll be available on July 1st. Whether it is or not is anybody's guess. We'll have to wait and see.
Jeff is happy with the wording and everything else?
Yeah, Jeff actually prepared it, so yes, I would.
We don't need no extra time then, no?
Right,
No,
right.
no, we're ready to go.
It will, the intent of this, the township has their regular board meeting on Wednesday. Al's here, Al Getzinger, he's going to be presenting it, because I think he's going to be the one doing the administration of the project. So he's going to take it to their board and hopefully get their signatures on Wednesday. That way everything, when the money's released, we can just go, because otherwise they only have meetings once a month. We have them twice a month, but it's going to put everything back, So the other thing that's mentioned in here is if we do not expend all of our $41,500, because there are two projects that we're going to be doing. The original application allowed for 3, which was the ADA doors, to have electric doors and better entryway into that. We're not going to do that because the township obtained a grant to get those doors done. And they are trying to have them done by the August election. So we could not meet that deadline, and it gets a little iffy if you combine CDBG funds with grant money. The HUD kind of gets iffy, and you don't want to make HUD iffy. So if all the money is not spent, we have until December of 2015 to spend all of these funds. Hopefully, not hopefully, but the township will get their CDBG allocation next year. So this money will be still to go towards these projects. It'll get spent first, so. If there's any questions, now's the time to ask.
Don't we need one of these for the fire department too then? Because of those pumps. It's the same thing, right?
Shoot, yeah.
I mean, that, we're not dealing with
I didn't
contractors
even
and stuff
think
for
about
that,
the
though.
fire department. I guess I was just thinking the fire department would turn them into us, but that would be the same thing.
It might be along the same lines, so it might be easier than this one, but just to let you know, they're
Well,
not
maybe-
gonna be able to run right out when the funds are available either,
Right.
because we need to get one of these.
Yeah,
in
so
place
maybe
with
what
them.
we'll have to do with that is do another one in the same like.
Yeah, that makes sense. right?
And, yeah, it does. I
Save money.
honestly, I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that. I really didn't.
And we can do that at our
Sorry,
next, you guys won't be able to do it till your July meeting,
Yeah.
that one, but that, I think that's just like purchasing a product, so it's
Well,
not
and
gonna
then-
hold up anything.
Really, in July is only, for you, it'll only be 2 weeks. If the money's ready July 1st, your meeting is shortly
If
thereafter.
there's a need for it, we can always do a special meeting too.
Okay,
Okay,
Not a big deal.
all right.
okay.
Yeah, I honestly, I guess I
Well, I
did.
just thought about that.
Yeah, I'm
Without
glad you
knowing
did
either.
because I didn't even think about that, so.
But anyways, back to this.
Okay,
This
this has been a fun week.
Does anyone have any other questions, discussion, concerns? Hearing none, everyone has a motion in front of them. There's someone that'd like to make it?
Madam President, I resolve to approve the agreement for the expenditure of community development block grant funds at the Armada Senior Center and authorize the president and clerk to sign on behalf of the village.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second? Support by Mr. Wallach. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Baylor,
Yep.
Bullock,
Yes.
Buddy,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Conant,
Yes.
Cooper.
Yes. And Mr. Stewart is absent, so motion passes. Thank you. That's fine. Next agenda item is designate a title, what is that, 4? 6, coordinator, MDOT requirement. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, Clerk Polis, this is your agenda
Well, I
item.
really wish I could quit talking. Okay. I know everybody else wishes the same thing. I received an email, I think you all did, to your commissioner accounts, along with Sherry and myself, that because we receive federal money from MDOT, for our road projects, that the village must have a Title VI coordinator and that's another word that I don't have down. We have to have 2 plans on file. All right, one's a Title VI plan and one is an English proficiency plan. All I need from council tonight, we have to designate somebody in that capacity. I am all for the street administrator being that person, but I think in all reality, it should probably be me because I'm here. So I think what this involves, and I'm not really sure what it involves beyond this, they sent over a template, which is 30 pages, where you have to, insert your name and insert your village and insert all of your, and a organizational chart, which if anybody has any ideas what the organizational chart is, besides the village residents being on top, it's been a treat to work on. But tonight, what I need is to have, I guess, me appointed as a Title VI coordinator so I can send the document over that they want to see it before I bring it to you for approval. So, and we have to do this before July. And we're getting money this week, or this year, so we've got to do it. Go ahead.
Madam President, I resolve to appoint the village clerk, Michelle Polis, as the Title VI coordinator for the village of Armada, and to allow the clerk to sign all documents relating to Title VI for the village of Armada.
Motion by Mr. Ballard, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Any other discussion?
Jeff, there's nothing else that you think needs to be in that motion, right? I mean, it's just naming.
No, I think that's a good first, I think we have to do that for the first step.
Yeah,
But obviously, it should come back to council.
yeah, it will, for them to approve it.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next agenda item is approval of payment of performers for Armada Jams, which is our concerts in the park. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Treasurer Adair, this is your agenda item.
Last year, if you recall, we made one motion to approve paying them, because it's weekly and our meetings aren't weekly, thank goodness. So we made one motion to approve them, to write all of them, and then I dispersed them every week as they, as they came. If they didn't perform, they didn't show up that week, they didn't pay. So I'd like to do it again the same way this year. We can get a motion to make all of the checks at one time, and then I'll just disperse them as the week comes that they're due. And I also thought about the porta-johns too, because they're changed each week too. But the company is going to invoice us at the end of each week, or each month. So the first of the next month, we'll just put it on the agenda. So that's, then we can go on schedule with those, and that's fine.
Any questions? Everyone has a motion in front of them? Someone like to make it?
I'll move to approve creating the checks for all performances at the Armada Jams for the 2014 concert season, and to allow disbursement to the performers on the day of their performance.
Motion by Mr. Clark, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Conan. Any other discussion? Expenditure? Yeah, okay, roll.
Clark,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Audie,
Yes.
Wolock,
Yes.
Hooper,
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next agenda item is Veterans Memorial Park sign restoration. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none. Park Commissioner Audie, this is your agenda item.
Thank you. I went out with Sam Belkey's help, and we talked about bidding out and cleaning up that park sign in front of the park. To the best of our knowledge, it's been about 10 years since it was built, and nothing's been done to it, maintenance-wise. So, with that being said, we got a estimate from Andy Farah, the man that built it. It's going to be $674 to initially repair it. That would be a full resurfacing of it, repainting, re-marine varnishing it. They're going to be replacing the wood panels underneath that are dry rotting. And then also a maintenance plan of $100 a year where he'll maintain and revarnish it every year. So that would take us, into 2018.
No,
for-
2017.
2017 for repairs on it. So the sign would be down for a little bit, and it would look good as new when we brought it back.
And the sign will literally be down. He's going to take it right out, move it back away from the rock about 20 inches so the snow doesn't build up right there. That's what actually rotted the wood with weather damage and warped it. So they'll get it away from there so it's got room for the snow to dissipate before it sits against the sign. And Michelle and I did go take a look at the sign as well. It's horrible.
If you guys really looked at it, it's
I like that.
And he's, I agree that, don't put it out to bid. This man created it, designed it, built it,
There's an interest in it, that's
put
what
it, put it into it. He does have a huge vested interest in it. And I think he would be the most appropriate person to make the repairs and to continue with maintaining it.
There's a lot of hours worth of work to refinish and resand and repaint the whole thing.
Reburn it too,
Yeah.
like you said, yeah.
Any discussion? Everyone has a motion in front of them?
Which you might want to alter, because I did that before we had this, just to say at the end,
Not to exceed.
well, I don't know if you want to do a not to exceed, but that's fine, but you also want to say that pending Andy Farah's signature or something, because he needs to sign this too.
Okay. All right, I'll resolve to approve the agreement between the Village of Armada and Andy Farah for the restoration and 3-year maintenance of the Veterans Memorial Park sign, pending acceptance by Andy Farah and review by the village attorney.
Price not to exceed $674.
And a cost not to,
That's not exactly true either, because that's only for the first year. It's $100 a year every year thereafter, so if you want to do the total, it would be not too, well, and that's not true either, because it'll be $100 a year plus any or all
You can
materials.
say for the initial amount now.
For the initial amount not to exceed $674.43.
Motion by Mr. Audi.
Okay, yeah, hang on a second.
Let me just get a second.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Motion by Mr. Audi, is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Clark. Okay, sorry.
All right, so the motion is to approve the agreement between the Village of Armada and Andy Farah for the restoration and 3-year maintenance of the Veterans Memorial Park sign pending acceptance by Andy Farah and the attorney, you said?
Yeah.
And the village attorney for the,
Review.
and,
You said, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, and review by the village attorney for the initial not to exceed amount of $674.43, so we don't want to say anything about the 3-year maintenance contract.
Well, if there's additional materials needed in that contract, we wouldn't know what they.
Well, they would come before council again.
I don't think you really need to limit it because I just looked at it. I mean, it's very specific as to the amount that he's requiring.
And you're accepting
And if he goes over $400, it can be approved by the commissioner. It doesn't have to come back to the council. So unless you're expecting a huge overage on this, it's all you're obligating by approving the agreement is $674 plus $100 a year. If you go over that, I don't think you're gonna have a whole lot more money.
So we just take out the
for
for the initial.
amount.
Okay.
He's very specific as to what the amounts are gonna
Are
be.
you
Yeah, he
okay with
is.
that change, Mr. Audi?
Absolutely.
Are you okay with that change, Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Question,
Yes.
limitation of liability. Did you read that? I'm gonna see the word that way.
Yeah, we can take a look at it, Lyle. I mean,
I
It's
will.
pending your
Yeah.
review anyway, so.
Okay, good.
I mean, normally, you know, if we're dealing with contractors, we have insurance requirements and
Yeah.
hold harmless. I don't think he's looking, I think what he's trying to say is, for what he's doing, he doesn't want us coming after him for more than the value of the work possibly sees
Exactly.
otherwise. So we'll work on that.
Okay,
Alright.
thank you.
Incidentally, we used to have, Ed and the guys used to garnish that every year.
Any other discussion? Everyone has a motion in front of them? Oh, we already made it.
Yeah.
It's a roll call vote, please.
We can.
Amount and money.
No, we took the amount out, but that's okay, you're approving the thing, that's okay. Audi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Baylor,
Yes.
Wolock,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Conan?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Does anyone have any upcoming agenda items? Should we add that fire department thing on here? Upcoming
Yes.
agenda item?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll have it for the next one, I might wait for Jeff for the next one, but.
Any other upcoming agenda items?
Yes, Madam President, I'd like to add the agreement to the township and village for the East Main Street project. Got that taken care of.
Okay, anything else for upcoming agenda items? Anything else? Hearing none? Any citizen comments? Any citizen
No
comments?
questions.
Hearing none? Any council comments? Hearing none. Any community events anyone would like to?
Concerts.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Start Wednesday,
This Wednesday, do you know?
the
High
chorale.
school, high school
Oh,
chorale.
that's kickoff. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
The agenda's full, so it's booked every week.
All right, 7 o'clock.
Pray for good weather.
Bring your own lawn
Nice.
chairs. Any other community events? Hearing none, we are going to be going into closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session? After a 5-minute break, the time is 7:25.
I will so move.
This is to discuss pending litigation.
Oh, this is to discuss, yes, a pending litigation. And after that, we will reconvene to adjourn the meeting. Mr. Clark would like to make that motion. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by
Ballard?
Mr. Ballard? Okay, well, Marv was shaking his head at me, so we need a roll call, roll call to get out of it.
Yes, you do.
No, we do.
Roll into it.
Yeah.
You got the message.
I'm just gonna catch up. Clark,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Wolock,
Yeah.
Cooper?
Yes.
We know you're here.
Cooper?
I said yes.
Audie?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. We're going to convene at 7:30. Thank you, everyone. We're back from our closed session. The time is now 8:08. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Conan. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Ballard. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Okay, Mark.